No more questions.
Thank you. Senator McAllister? No?
Thank you. Yes, Chair, I do have questions.
Please.
I wanted to ask about a procurement question for the Department of the Senate. Is that you, Ms Crowther, that I should address those to, or to you, Ms Callanan? Does the Department of the Senate still purchase paper for use by senators from the office supply company Staples?
Senator, yes, it does. Just get a bit of... Senator, we purchase paper through the whole of Australian government panel arrangement for stationery and office supplies. And at the moment we purchase Impact 100% recycled paper.
Right, and so that is provided by the office supply company Staples or by someone else?
I think it's provided by, well, it's through that procurement panel. I'm not sure if the supply company Staples is involved in the provision of that. I'd have to get that detail, but the paper itself is Impact paper.
And
Staples is on that panel arrangement.
Yeah, but we don't get our paper through Staples.
Yeah, we do. They're on the panel arrangement.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just being advised that, yes, Staples is on that panel and we do get our paper through Staples.
And where do Impact manufacture their paper?
That paper is manufactured in Austria.
Right, and so it's 100% of the...
Recycled?
No, sorry. All of the Department of the Senate's paper is now from Impact, is that correct?
Yes, at the moment it is, yep.
Right. So we obviously inquired into procurement back in 2013, and at that time the majority of the department's paper was an Australian-made paper, which was reflex carbon neutral. Why did the practice change away from having the Australian manufacturer?
Senator, so what we do is we periodically review the paper that we procure. We are bound by the Commonwealth procurement rules, and so there's certain requirements that we have to work through to determine which is the best paper pursuant to those rules, including elements such as value for money. So in about, I think it was early 2015, we undertook another review, and during that process we looked at the requirements that we're bound to look at under those procurement rules, including value for money, for example. We also did some testing of 3 different types of paper: Impact paper, Reflex and Staples brands, and they all actually tested well in terms of performance. We did that testing with the department, also at Senator's office. But in terms of value for money, the Impact paper was 20% cheaper than the paper that we were previously purchasing. And so therefore, on a value for money basis, we went to the Impact paper. But as I said, that's a periodic assessment that we do, and we will be undertaking another assessment in this quarter to go back to those providers on that panel arrangement and to undertake that analysis again. And depending on the results of that, that could lead us to buy a different of those options. It could potentially be Reflex or Staples, depending on the result of that analysis.
So when will that analysis take place?
We're scheduled to do that this quarter, so in the next couple of months.
Okay. So the last decision to change was undertaken early in 2015, I think you said.
Yeah, that's right, and we first started purchasing, phasing out the Reflex and purchasing the new one in June, mid last year.
Right. And in making that decision, did you investigate whether there had been any complaints to the Anti-Dumping Commission in relation to the new manufacturer and country of origin?
I don't recall that detail. I'd have to go back to check whether that was a relevant factor for us to consider and whether it was in fact considered. I'm afraid I don't recall that right now.
If you could take that on notice, I think we would appreciate it.
Certainly.
In the clerk's submission back in 2013, I think you observed, or the department observed, that the department periodically receives questions from senators about this issue, that it's something that is of interest to senators. Have you received any questions from senators or their officers since you switched suppliers?
Just to check my notes here. Yes, we did, in fact.
How many?
I have a record that we received queries from 2 senators, three senators between June and October of 2015.
And any since?
Not that I have in my notes with me. I would undertake to double check that though, Senator.
I think that would be good. And of those, did they relate to the use of Australian-made paper? How many of those?
Oh, yes, they did. Sorry, that was the specific topic.
Right, so all
Yes.
3?
Yes, that's right.
Right, okay. Are you aware of where the Department of the House of Representatives sources its paper?
No, I'm not. Sorry, Senator.
Right. So you're not certain whether or not they use Australian paper?
Senator, I'm not aware of that, no.
All right, thank you, Chair.
Thank you.